Last class we have studied about legal rules of offer. Now we are going to study the legal rules of acceptance. First of all, what is acceptance? Acceptance, as soon as to the terms of the offeree accepts, it leads to contract. Contract emerges as soon as the acceptance takes place. So the word emerges. Contract takes place. Or you can say acceptance is an act of asserting by the offeree to the offer. Asserting means declaring that he is accepting to the terms. Or you can say it is the external manifestation, showing off. External manifestation by the offeree that he is going to be bound by the terms of the offer. Manifestation also means declaration. Or we can say it is rightly said that acceptance is to an offer is like a lighted match to a train of gunpowder. That means if you have this matchbox, the train of gunpowder is attached to the matchbox. This train of gunpowder is like a offer, and the matchstick to which the gunpowder is also attached. So when the matchstick strikes the train of gunpowder, it creates the light, and this light is like a contract. So when the offer meets acceptance, it leads to contract, and it cannot be recalled or undone. Now let us go through acceptance can be expressed. Expressed means through words, written or oral. You can say this is known as express. Implied acceptance, how it takes place? Through some act. How, if we have an auction sale, in an auction sale what happens? There is an auctioneer who is going to say the price of the article which is going to be sold. All the expected buyers come there, gather there, and they try to outbid each other. Bidding takes place. The highest bidder, suppose this table is going to be sold. So the highest bidder says it is 50,000 I want to buy. The auctioneer says 50,001, 50,002, 50,003. And then he strikes the hammer. 1, 2, 3. So third time when the hammer is struck, then it is like the contract takes place. It is an implied acceptance without any words. Niece and auntie, it is a Era versus Veera case. What happens here? The aunt is a widow and she says that whoever stays with me till my death, I will give my property to her or him. So the niece stays back till the death of auntie. So this is an implied acceptance. This is a case of implied acceptance. Next, mere silence or intention to accept is no acceptance at all. There must be some external proof or evidence that you have accepted the offer. So, Anson has said acceptance is nothing but acceptance communicated to the offerer is acceptance. This is said by Anson. Now let's go to the next. Who can accept? The person to whom the offer is made, only that person can accept and nobody else. Suppose A wants to make a contract with B, A makes an offer to B, B only should accept and not C. So this is a rule. So here is a case, Bolton versus Jones case. Bolton versus Jones case, what has happened here is, first of all, Brocklehurst had a business of hosepipes, and the hosepipe business of Brocklehurst has sold it to Bolton. Brocklehurst sold his business to Bolton. Now the owner is Bolton. But during the business when Brocklehurst was doing it, he has sold some hosepipes to, Brocklehurst was a debtor to Jones. Means Jones is creditor and Brocklehurst was debtor. So now Jones doesn't know that the business has been sold, so Jones places an order in the name of Brocklehurst. So it has to be accepted only by Brocklehurst but not by Bolton. Bolton accepts it. So there is no contract between Jones and Bolton. So here, and Bolton even sends hose pipes to Jones. So in this case, there is no contract between Bolton and Jones, but as Bolton has sent the hose pipes and Jones has not paid the money, there can be a quasi-contract, but there is no legal contract between them. Now next to that, general offer can be accepted by the world at large to whomever it is made. So it is different from specific offer. So here in general offer, it can be accepted any number of persons to whom it is made, like we have seen in the case of Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, where Mrs. Carlyle was suffering from influenza and she has taken used the smoke balls, but still she was suffering, so she got the prize money. Like that, like Mrs. Carlyle, whoever is suffering from influenza can accept this kind of offer. Now let's move on to legal rules as to acceptance. The most essential step in the contract is accept. Unless there is acceptance, there can't be any contract. But acceptance must have certain legal rules with which the acceptance becomes valid and there can be a contract. So first one under that, how the acceptance should be absolute, unconditional. Absolute means as it is. Unconditional means without any conditions. So whether material, immaterial, major, minor, whatever may be the terms of the contract in the offer, acceptor or the offeree should accept the offer as it is, absolute, and without adding any conditions. Then only the acceptance is valid. So Roltage versus Grant case, the house sale has been agreed between A and B, but A says I am ready to give the possession of my house on 25th or 1st August, but B wanted it on 25th July only. So there is no consensus. Consensus means matching of minds. A offered the house on 1st August possession, but B wanted it on 25th July. So there is no consensus, no matching of minds, so there is no contract. Next, same way, here is one more. Lille versus Merit case, there was a sale of land. The land is going to be sold for 280 pounds. A said to B, yes, I am ready to sell my land for 280 pounds. B says, yes, I am ready to buy. I am sending 80 pounds now and 50 pounds in every month installment. There is no acceptance. The acceptance is conditional, or there is no acceptance because he wanted the total 280 pounds at one time payment. So he is offering in installment, so there is no contract as such. Now we will go through the second legal rule of acceptance, that is, it must be communicated to the offerer. Acceptance must be communicated to the offerer. If the acceptance is not communicated, it is not valid. Means acceptance must be a matter of fact. Acceptance must be an external manifestation. So here there is one case, Feldhaus versus Bindley. In this case what happened? Uncle has offered that I am ready to buy your black horse for 30 pounds and if you don't say anything, I will understand that you have accepted. This is what uncle has said. To this, nephew has not replied at all. So there is no contract between uncle and nephew because mere silence is no acceptance. Next, Brogden versus Metropolitan Rail Company. In this case what happened? There was a draft agreement related to supply of coal and this draft agreement was signed by Brogden, who was the manager of railway. So he signed the draft agreement, but he kept it in the drawer. He has not posted, rather it has not been communicated. So when the acceptance is not communicated to the offerer, there is no contract between them. But in case of general offer like Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, Mrs. Carlyle has gone to the medical shop, has bought the smoke balls and used it as per the instructions, but Mrs. Carlyle has never informed the company. So there is no need in the such general agreements. The performance matters, but the communication doesn't matter under that particular case. But otherwise, acceptance must be communicated to the offerer. Next, it must be according to the mode prescribed by the offerer or any other reasonable mode. Suppose A is offering something to B and A specifies that you should send me a mail. Suppose B doesn't send a mail, but he sends a letter by post. Email has not been sent by B, but he sends a letter by post. So, A may have an objection that you have not followed the prescribed mode and he can reject. But if suppose A is silent, he doesn't say anything, then there is a contract between A and B. And in the same way, if A doesn't specify any mode, B may follow any reasonable mode. It is his choice. So this is, there must be, if there is a prescribed mode, it must be followed. If there is no prescribed mode, any reasonable mode will do. And if there is an objection, offerer within the time must raise the objection, otherwise there will be a contract. Next, it must be given within the reasonable time. Suppose there is a reasonable time in the contract, that reasonable time must be followed. Acceptance should be done within that time. Here there is a case, Ramsgate Victoria Hotel Company versus Montefiore. Here, Montefiore is one of the person who has applied for shares on 5th June. And the rule says that within 120 days, that is within 4 months, it should be accepted. But whereas it is more than 4 months, the allotment of shares has been done by the company on 23rd November. So it is beyond the reasonable time. Acceptance is beyond the reasonable time. So Montefiore is not bound to accept the shares, so he can reject because the acceptance was not done within the reasonable time. Next, it cannot precede the offer. Precede means पहले acceptance फिर offer नहीं होगा, पहले offer होगा फिर acceptance होगा. तो यहाँ पर पहले allotment of shares फिर application of shares नहीं होता ना, पहले application फिर allotment. So acceptance cannot precede the offer. First offer and then acceptance. Next, there must be an obvious intention on the part of the offering. Obvious intention to be bound by the terms of the offer. Obvious intention on the part of the offering that he genuinely wants to be bound by the terms of the offer. If there is no obvious intention, if he just says jokingly, yes, देखेंगे, so there is no genuineness, so there is no contract. Next, it must be accepted only by the party to whom it is made. It must be accepted by the party to whom it is made. It cannot be accepted by anybody else. It must be given before the offer lapses. So the offer is open for 1 month only, like 30th September yesterday. So it must be accepted within 30th September. Suppose today you want to accept, the acceptance has no legal effect. Next, it cannot be implied from silence. Just you are feeling good about the offer, but you are not accepting it externally, expressing your acceptance, or there is no proof of your intention, no evidence of your intention that you have accepted, then there is no acceptance at all. Suppose A says that I am ready to sell my horse for 50,000 and if you don't say anything, I will treat it as if you have accepted, and B doesn't say anything. There is no acceptance. Mere silence is no acceptance at all. In the same way, acceptance must be done by the person who is authorized to do. Unauthorized person's acceptance is also doesn't have any legal effect. If you receive any information from unauthorized sources about acceptance is also no acceptance at all. Next, acceptance subject to subject to acceptance. Acceptance subject to acceptance means here A and B agree that A is ready to sell the house and B is ready to buy the house. Even the price is decided, but they say that we will be agreeing to it or we will finalize it only after all formalities have been completed, like our A solicitor, B solicitor, writing of the draft, signing of the draft, everything takes place. Then only if both the parties sign on it, then there is a contract. Suppose A solicitor prepares the document, B solicitor also okays the document, but suddenly B's mind changes, he doesn't want to sign, so there is no contract. The contract is under negotiation but it is not finalized. Next, agreement to agree in future is no agreement at all. Can you agree with anything about which you are not knowing? No, not possible. So, no agreement can take place, no contract can take place about future things. So, agreement to agree in future is no agreement. Here one case we will take, Montreal Gas Company versus Vase, which we have done under legal rules as to contract. Here what happened, Vase's contract with Montreal Gas Company was about to complete. So, Vase has said that if I apply for the renewal, will you consider it? So, Montreal Gas Company, what they said, we may consider your application favorably. We may consider your application favorably is agreement to agree in future and there is no contract. So, even if Vase applies for renewal and Montreal Gas Company has a full authority to reject this, because agreement to agree in future is no agreement at all. With this we have finished rules as to acceptance.